Today, you're going to learn about some of the biggest ripoffs in Las Vegas that cost you time and money, but we are going to show you how to avoid them. Right, Jordan?
Exactly.
One very unpleasant surprise you're going to want to avoid here in Las Vegas comes at the gift shops inside these hotels and casinos. Now, this was noted in an article by Vital Vegas back in 2019 that the gift shop inside the Excalibur was charging different prices from day to day. There are no prices listed in the store. The prices are based on the hotel's occupancy. It is essentially surge pricing. So the more full the hotel is, the busier the place is, the more food items inside the store cost. You won't know the price until you actually get to the checkout.
Rooms in Vegas can be really expensive. Like if you want a nice suite, you might be paying upwards of $500. But a way to get that suite a whole lot cheaper is to book the basic room directly with the hotel. And then a lot of times right after checkout, they'll give you an upgrade offer. They'll be like, hey, upgrade to this suite for another $100. So in this case, you might get that $500 suite for more than 50% off. And at check-in, you can do something similar. If you have a basic room, you can ask the check-in clerk, hey, are there any upgrades available? I'm interested in getting a suite. And a lot of times, if there's any availability at all, they'll offer you that suite at a greatly discounted rate. And again, you can get it for like 50% off a lot of times.
When you are walking the Las Vegas Strip, one of the biggest ripoffs you need to look out for comes from the showgirls or just the street performers in general who may try to charge you what seems like an absurd amount of money for a photo. Now, this comes often in the form of two different ways. One of them is they tell you up front what they're going to charge for the photo, which they cannot do. The other way is that they take the photo with you and afterwards they say, hey, give me 20 bucks, 50 bucks, $100 for that photo. No, if you want to, you can. But remember, it is legally considered a tip, so they cannot actually charge you a set amount. You give what you feel is comfortable.
What I think is one of the biggest ripoffs in Las Vegas are drink prices. If you're going out to a club or out to the pool, you could easily be paying $30 or $40 for a drink. But if you drink at a hotel bar, well then maybe you're paying $10 to $15. Although that's still pretty expensive, and $10 to $15 a drink really adds up. So I actually recommend drinking while gambling at low limits, because if you're gambling in Vegas, you drink for free and you can be playing relatively slow at low limits and not spending a lot of money and getting tons of free drinks while you're at it.
If you're inside your hotel room here in Las Vegas and you get hungry, you get thirsty, you want a little snack, one thing that you absolutely want to avoid is using the food and drinks in the mini bar. That is one place where those prices are going to be absurd compared to what you would pay if you just went down the elevator, walked out the door, went to a CVS or a Walgreens here on the Strip and bought some snacks and food there on your own.
Every one of these Strip hotels has a restaurant that's typically called a cafe of some kind, but it is a full-service restaurant that makes breakfast food that you could find anywhere. However, I recommend you skip that cafe and go to any other breakfast restaurant in the hotel. For example, on this trip, I ate at the Pyramid Cafe at Luxor, and I paid over $20 for a basic plate of eggs and bacon. And I ordered my eggs poached and they came out rock hard. It was just terrible. And this is pretty typical of these cafes. So just go somewhere else. Like seriously, even Denny's would be better.
One thing that has come to Las Vegas in recent years is being charged to park. Many of you I know are frustrated with this because forever parking was free in Las Vegas, but at certain places you can avoid this, like at MGM or Caesars if you have a certain level status. Also, if you're a military member, you can get parking for free at all of those properties. Also, there's still a fair amount of free parking available here on the Strip that you can find, as well as cheap parking options available as well.
And as for military, in order to get free parking, you do have to take your military ID to the rewards desk and they'll give you entry-level status, which qualifies you for free parking. And a lot of people will suggest that you get the M-Life credit card to get free parking because that gets you automatic entry-level status. However, instead of the M-Life credit card, I highly recommend going for the Hyatt credit card, because with the Hyatt credit card, you'll get way more value out of it. Like the sign-up bonus can get you 12 free nights in a hotel. And in addition to that, you get 1 or 2 free nights every year, depending on how much you spend on the card. So there's way more value to be had. You get entry-level status, which you can status match to MGM to get that free parking.
One of the sneakiest ripoffs in all of Las Vegas is the CNF fee, or the RRF fee, that can be on your food bill without them telling you up front. CNF stands for Concession and Franchise Fee. RRF stands for Restaurant Regulation Fee. CNF was put in before COVID. RRF was put in after COVID, but they both still exist today at some restaurants here on the Strip. The CNF can be found at Cabo Wabo Cantina, Planet Hollywood, Hex at Paris, Beer Park at Paris, Alexa's Bar at Paris, Chayo Mexican Tequila Bar at the Link Promenade. RRF can be found at Cafe Americano at Caesars and at Paris. This fee is usually anywhere from 4 to about 5% added onto your food bill. They do not tell you when they put it on your food bill, but if you go to the manager, every single time I've known someone who's done it, they've gone to the manager and asked them to waive the fee, they have waived it.
Room service prices are really high, so you might be looking at like $30 for a plate of breakfast food. However, then there might be a 18% room service fee added onto that, and then a 20% tip plus tax. After you're all said and done, you're looking at like $50 for a basic plate of breakfast food. It's stupid expensive.
If you like the party scene here in Las Vegas, one of the biggest ripoffs you need to look out for are the fake nightclub promoters here on the Strip. The ones who are gonna either try to sell you a wristband and tell you, hey, this is for the guest list, this is for a drink package, I'll get you to bypass the line with this wristband. No. Or if they're not trying to sell you something physical, if they have a fake business card and they say, hey, I will get you past the line, or I will get you easy entry, I will get you whatever if you tip me right now, don't do that.
Internet is already supposed to be included in your resort fee that you're paying $40 or $50 a night for. However, at every hotel, they have a limit of 2 devices or 4 devices that you can connect per 24-hour period. And this is really easy to exceed. Like, let's say you have 3 people in the room, everyone has a phone and a computer. Well, that's 6 devices right there. And every device that you go above the limit, you're going to be charged like $10 or $20 per device per day. So those fees really add up. And you might think, well, I'm just not going to connect my phone because I can use my phone's data, no problem. Well, there are certain hotels on the Strip, like Wynn and Encore, for example, that I'm pretty sure use signal blockers because everybody gets terrible reception in there. I'm talking like 1 bar if you're lucky. So they force you to connect to the Wi-Fi and pay those ridiculous Wi-Fi fees.
When it comes to dispensaries here in Las Vegas, whether by complete deception or a legitimate misunderstanding, there's a spot that's more towards the center of the Strip that people oftentimes think is a dispensary. But just understand that from Mandalay Bay all the way up here to Sahara, there are no dispensaries on this street that people commonly refer to as the Strip. So if you're gonna go to a location at the center Strip, what you're actually going to be getting are CBD products. It is not a fully licensed dispensary.
Something that's a cool experience but totally not worth the money is the gondola ride at Venetian. This thing is $39 a person, plus tax, plus tip. However, if you want a private ride, you have to pay for 4 people. So let's say you want a romantic ride as a couple, well then you're going to be paying about $200 after tax and tip. And that doesn't even include the photo package. If you want a photo package, that's another $30 or more.
For strip club packages here in Las Vegas, if you go ahead and choose to buy a package through a third-party company, very frequently that package you bought is actually going to be more expensive from the third party than if you had just booked through the club directly. Because if you book through the club directly, they can offer you the best price on bottle service or a drink deal or anything like that. If you go through a third party, then the club has to be able to pay the third party company for the package they sold, but the club also has to have enough room in there for them to make money as well. So if you want to go to a strip club in Las Vegas, you want to do bottle service or get some kind of drink package, the best thing you can usually do is call the club directly, book your ride with them, book your package with them to get the best deal. Be sure to go ahead and check out the video over on Jordan's channel.
There's a lot of reasons why people love Las Vegas, but these are the reasons people hate it.